Yes. So, thank you very much. Can you tell us what you are going to implement in this session? What's all about?
This is the Abyei Joint Oversight Committee meeting. The Abyei Joint Oversight Committee meeting was established following the temporary arrangements agreement that was signed on the 20th of June 2011. For short, we call it AJOC. AJOC has not been meeting for the past 21 months. And its responsibility is oversight for issues relating to administration in Abyei. So as you can imagine, for the past 21 months, UNISFA, which is also established following the temporary arrangements agreement, the forces on the ground have been operating without an administrative counterpart, making it very difficult to actually implement their given mandate. So with this meeting, we are hoping that we will revive the activities of the Abyei Joint Oversight Committee and get the two governments of Sudan and South Sudan to act within their mandates in ensuring that they help UNISFA to bring stability and peace in the Abyei area. We at the African Union are concerned because should anything happen in Abyei, it has the potential of spoiling the relationship that has been built by the two countries to have peace and security for their people. We need this mechanism to work effectively to make sure that we maintain some semblance of peace in Abyei. Thank you.
What are the overarching issues that are going to be discussed here or the decisions passed? What is the possible outcomes of this meetings?
For us at the African Union, the most important thing is for the two sides to recommit to the agreements that have been signed. That is the Abyei Protocol and the Temporary Arrangements Agreement of 20 June 2011. These two agreements, as I said, spell out what should be done to maintain peace and stability in Abyei. Now, we hope that the two sides understand that without them, UNISFA cannot function to its full capacity. So we need them to recommit to these agreements and recommit to the decisions that they have already taken. One being that Abyei should be a weapons-free area. Two being that you need intercommunal dialogue so that the communities on the ground can begin to speak to each other to assist both UNISFA and the AJOC in addressing differences that exist within communities. Those for us would be the two most key important issues that relate to security and relate to intercommunal relationship. Thank you.
How about the agreements being signed? That were signed by the two parties? Are they being honored by the parties?
The two agreements, if you will recall, there is the Abyei Protocol, which has not been fully implemented in the sense that the final status of Abyei has not yet been decided. The issue of the final status is not the mandate of AJOC. And we steer away from that subject because it's the responsibility of the presidents. The leadership of the two countries in 2014 recommitted themselves to ensuring that they will come together to address the issue of the final status. So it has nothing to do with the temporary arrangements, the Abyei Joint Oversight Committee. And then the temporary arrangements agreement, they have not been fully implemented. For example, you still have in the north what is called the DIFRA police, or the DIFRA, whatever they call it, these troops that are coming from the north. The agreement indicates that they should be, the area should be weapons-free. So we need to work with UNISFA, with the two parties, to ensure that those troops go out. The administrative arrangements that were agreed to in the temporary arrangements, that is the council, the legislature, and the Abyei police service, have also not been established. Now, the challenge we face as AJOC is that the decisions to implement these do not actually rest with us in AJOC. They rest with the two governments. It's for the two governments to come to a conclusion as to exactly how they're going to formulate the council, the administration, and the police services. We believe that if these three institutions are established, it should be easier to deal with other elements, including these forces that are in DIFRA. We are also aware that there are troops that exist in the south of Abyei who are rumored to be coming from the south. These are also in violation of the temporary arrangements agreement. But what we encourage the parties is that they should refrain from pointing fingers at each other in terms of who has done wrong, but rather come up with creative ways of addressing the challenges that we face. UNISFA cannot do it alone. The AU cannot do it alone. The international community cannot do it alone. The solution rests with the two sides. And if they cooperate and they develop a relationship of mutual respect, we believe that there could be some progress in implementing these agreements.
What led to this resumption of this platform?
The resumption I had for the past 1.5 years, I have been moving between Juba and Khartoum, basically pushing the two sides to come back to the negotiation table. The reason why the southern side, which is the one that had been refusing to come to AJOC, the reason why it was refusing was because, if you are aware, in 2013, on May 4th, a paramount chief called Chief Kwal Dem Kwal was killed together with some UNISFA troops. The second incident was in October 2013. The Ngok Dinkas decided to carry out their own unilateral referendum. The third issue relates to the co-chair from the south, who eventually resigned his position over issues that really had nothing to do with Abyei, but rather internal issues in South Sudan. So these issues impacted any efforts to try and convene AJOC. But eventually, we were able to engage both President Salva Kiir and President Bashir through President Mbeki, who leads the high-level implementation panel. And finally, President Salva Kiir met with President Bashir in Khartoum, and they agreed last year that President of the South should appoint a co-chair. That co-chair was appointed early this year and has been active, and has, once he was appointed and I went to see him, he agreed that we could now reconvene the AJOC.
Is there any set plan for the two presidents to talk and discuss on Abyei issue in the near future?
That question, quite honestly, would be best answered by the presidents of the two countries. It is something that would be beyond my mandate.
Do we have any reason to believe that this will bring some positive results?
I honestly believe that for us in these kind of engagements, we should always be guided by the fact that if you do not have a positive spirit and outlook, then you might as well quit the job. You have to have that confidence that the parties will overcome their challenges. There are dynamics that keep going on the ground that change the situation. And we do believe that right now they are predisposed to actually making progress in this engagement, precisely because of the challenges that are on the ground.
Let's not detain you any longer.